Hi guys, how you doing? All right, I told you and I promised you that we would do a reading response journal with a book that I read you online over the break. And I'm so sorry that I didn't get this done before break, but I'm getting it online now and I'll send it out and you guys can have this as your weekly homework for this week. All right, so here we are. The book is Ladybugs by Gail Gibbons, and this is a non-fiction book. And what we're going to do is I'm going to read it aloud to you, and you're going to do your written response in your homework journal and turn it in to me. What you're going to be recording is, I'd like you to look for and record, what is Gail Gibbons' craft? What makes her writing special and unique? What makes it interesting? And then I'd like you to find some text features. Since our focus is nonfiction and we're working on text features, I would like you to find the labels. I'd like you to tell me what is a label. Find one somewhere in this book and tell me what is it and what did you learn from it on that page. I'd like you to find a caption. Tell me what is a caption, what was one that you found somewhere in this book, and tell me what you learned from it. And then a heading. What is a heading? Where did you find one? What was it? What did you learn? And finally, there is something special in this book. Rarely do we find them, but Gail Gibbons actually has a map. Oh my gosh, she has a map in this book. So I'd like you to tell me, where did we find it? What is it a map of? And what is she trying to teach us? Why does she have a map in this book? Why is it important to us? What did you learn from it? Okay, finally, can you make a connection anywhere in this book? While I'm reading it, if you can make a connection, go ahead and write that in your reading journal as well. All right, I've read through this a couple of times, and I'm sorry to say, I'm trying to get it down to 10 minutes, but it's almost 15 minutes. So if you need to take a pause and go do something else, have a snack, do something else, that's fine. You only have to do one reading response this week, so instead of doing 2 or 3, go ahead and just make this one of them. Okay, so you have it down. What is her craft? Text features, labels, captions, headings, a map, and one connection, a text to text, text to self, or text to world. You can go ahead and pause this at any time and write all that down. But guys, these are things we do in class all the time, so this shouldn't be anything different or special. Pretend like we're sitting at our carpet time, and this is what we do all the time. All right, in the beginning, I'll try to point out some of the text features to kind of help you along and kind of like hold your hand. But as I get going, I'm kind of going to just read through the book like I normally would, as if we were at the carpet. All right, here we go. And yes, I know I need to get my nails done, so don't focus on my fingers. All right. A flower gently sways in the breeze. A small bug is looking for food. It's a ladybug. What do we see up here, guys? It's like an inset picture, and it says actual size. Look how teeny, teeny, tiny that ladybug is. And if you notice, there's a dedication over here. Many ladybugs fly and move about looking for food. They eat aphids and other insects, such as scales and mites that are harmful to plants. A ladybug is a beetle. The hard outside of an adult ladybug's body protects its soft insides. Now, I just made a mistake, so I'm not going to stop and re-record, but we all know good readers stop and reread. So I'm going to go ahead and do that because it didn't quite make sense in my head, and I'm a little nervous because this is the first time I've done this. So here we go. A ladybug is a beetle. The hard outside of an adult ladybug's body protects its soft inside. Now, what do you guys see up here? Now, I know that a label is a label to a picture, and it normally has an arrow with maybe one word. And this isn't one word. This is more of a blurb or a bit of a sentence. So I know it's not a label. Who can tell me what it is? You're not really all sitting in front of me, so I can't call on you. But let's say Sir Fisher. Yep, it's a caption. A beetle is an insect with a hard outside covering and 2 sets of wings. Moving on. What do you guys think this is called? Now I told you we're looking for a couple of text features today. Labels, captions, headings, and a map. So this is probably not a map, right? It's probably not a caption. It's probably not a label. So it's probably a heading. A ladybug's body inside view. Like other insects, a ladybug's body has 3 main parts. They are the head, the thorax, and the abdomen. The head, the thorax, and the abdomen. And here we go, just like I said, it would have an arrow and maybe one word. I love it, and I love that it put it in red. Boy, that Gail Gibbons is nifty and crafty. The ladybug has 2 sets of wings. Here we are, the arrow with bold words, the inner wings and the outer wings. Top view. Different kinds of ladybugs. Ladybugs can be many different colors and sizes. Some are small as the head of a pin. Others can be as large as a child's fingernail. Most are some sizes in between. They live on 6 of the 7 continents. Many scientists believe there are about 5,000 different kinds of ladybugs around the world. They also believe there are about 475 different types of ladybugs in North America. Guys, what continent do we live on? What table do you sit at? And what text feature do we find here on this page? And why do we need to look for it? What did I ask you to find about it? Why do we need to know? What is it teaching us? The 4 stages from egg to adult ladybug. First stage, egg. Ladybugs mate in spring and summer. A ladybug finds its mate by scent rather than sight. About 1 week after mating, the female lays her eggs. During the next week, the eggs turn from yellow to white. Remember one of my questions to you guys? Try to find out what is Gail Gibbons' craft. Remember we read the pumpkin book and the apples book way back in the fall. And one of the crafts that I noticed about her books is she always had like a picture frame around the base and the box of each page. This book doesn't have that. That is very unique about this book. But still, another craft of hers, all her pictures are colored to the edge. They're beautiful. After a few days, the eggs are ready to hatch. The thin shells begin to split open. The ladybug larvae crawl out. They eat their eggshells and begin eating aphids. One larva can eat about 30 aphids a day. A larva eats so much that its outside covering becomes too tight. The outside covering splits and it sheds. A new, larger outside covering takes its place. This is called molting. Interesting. The larva continues to eat and gets larger. It may molt 3 or more times before it is fully grown. After molting for the last time, the larva attaches itself to a safe place using a sticky liquid at the end of its abdomen. Ooh, sticky liquid. I have a text-to-self connection. Guys, do you remember during Halloween time when we did our science experiment about spiders and why spiders don't stick to their own webs? Do you guys remember sticky liquid? Is anybody else having a text-to-self connection? That's one of the questions I asked you to do. Can you make a text-to-text connection? A text-to-self or text-to-world connection? Can you guys make a connection between these 2 insects? Sticky liquid. Are you thinking anything? I am. Third stage, pupa. The ladybug larva is now called a pupa. Outside the covering of the pupa, it's becoming hard. Inside the larva, ladybug, oops, once again, making a mistake. What do? We stop and we reread. Inside, the ladybug pupa will continue to develop. It will not eat or move during this time. Now, the ladybug pupa begins to split open its hard covering. Head first, the ladybug pulls its body out. The ladybug's body is pale and soft and has no dots. No dots. That's interesting. Its body slowly hardens. Its two delicate, transparent inner wings, which will be used for flying, extend to dry. Then they split back. Oops, once again, made a mistake. I said split. Split back under the hard outer shell for protection. Wow, I'm too busy looking at the picture, not focusing on my words. Wow, two sets of wings, and there's no dots. And then I also wanted to look at transparent. Does anybody know what the word transparent means? I think it means you can see through them. Let's read that again. Its body slowly hardens. Its two delicate, transparent inner wings, yep, that's these ones, which will be used for flying, extend to dry. Then they slip back under the hard outer wings for protection. In about 1 hour, the ladybug is ready to live a ladybug's life. Dots begin to appear. Amazing. Ladybugs crawl around more than they fly. I don't know about you guys, but I think that's a fun fact. Soon, the adult ladybug opens its hard wings and unfolds its flying wings. The ladybug lifts itself up in the air. It will spend its life going from plant to plant, eating aphids and other insects. Danger! A ladybug has many enemies, including birds, frogs, and other insects. It has 3 major ways to defend itself. Its bright color is nature's warning to others that this insect may be poisonous or just tastes bad. When a ladybug is attacked, its leg joints ooze a yellow fluid. Ugh. Look at that. It has a terrible smell that keeps enemies away. A ladybug will also pretend to be dead, and then the predator will lose interest. Oh my gosh, I have a text-to-text connection. Have you guys read a Scaredy Squirrel book by Melanie Watt? At the end of almost every page, because he has these enormous plans to do something, and he always says, if my plan doesn't work, if all else fails, just play dead. Well, maybe he should be friends with a ladybug, because she actually does pretend to be dead. Remind me to read you guys a Scaredy Squirrel book. They are hilarious. Ladybugs must protect themselves from cold winter weather. Thousands of ladybugs find a safe, warm place, such as under a rock or nestled under leaves. Like other insects, ladybugs are cold-blooded. Their body temperatures are controlled by the air surrounding them. They become active again when the temperatures rise to about 59 degrees Fahrenheit or 15 degrees Celsius. We're going to learn more about temperatures when we talk about weather, and that is right around the corner, so we're going to learn about that more. Gardeners and farmers have always been against insects that damage their plants and crops, but they appreciate ladybugs because they eat plant-damaging insects. In the late 1800s, many crops in California were attacked by destructive insects. Farmers were desperate. When lots of ladybugs were released into the fields, they ate the destructive insects. Within a year, crops were thriving again. Thriving means like growing, flourishing, like doing very well. Thriving, that's a good word. You guys are all thriving in first grade. You're doing wonderful. You're doing a great job. You're giving me full effort and you're doing great. Students are thriving in Mrs. Haskins' first grade class. When farms became larger, farmers began to use poisonous pesticides to kill plant-eating insects. With time, some farmers realized that those pesticides could be bad for the crops because they damaged soil, polluted waters, and were harmful to wildlife, including the ladybugs. Today, agriculture experts are finding safer ways to protect crops, which include using ladybugs again. I love that idea. Organic foods are grown without using chemicals. Many plants have ladybugs helping them to become insect-free and grow into delicious foods that we eat. Organic foods. Guys, how many of you, when you go to the grocery store with your parents, do you buy foods that come from the organic food section? If you don't, next time you go, check out foods that are in the organic food section. Ladybugs are beautiful to look at and interesting to watch, but they are also important insects that help the environment. Uh-oh, ladybugs. Oh, and different websites that you can go to find out more about ladybugs. Some ladybugs have no dots or patterns. Ladybugs can swim. Ladybugs are also called ladybird beetles. What would you call this page? All right, boys and girls, remember what your job was today. We're reading a nonfiction book, Ladybugs by Gail Gibbons, and your job is to tell me what is her craft, what makes her book unique and special. Find a page that has labels. Tell me what you've learned, what the label was. Find somewhere where there's captions. Tell me what the caption was, what did you learn, and what are captions. Find a heading. Tell me where the heading is, what did you learn, what did that heading tell you about what was on that page. And then the other one, the one that we rarely see in books, a map. Why in the world did Gail Gibbons give us a map? What did we learn? Why was it important for her to show us a map? And then finally, a connection. Text to text, text to self, or text to world. And I told you I would do my best to keep this as close to 10 minutes as possible, and we're at 14. So, sorry guys. All right, I will see you guys in class tomorrow. Love you with my whole heart, and adios. Bye guys.